I forgot to say. And that being said, uh, round two in the diatribe here, guys. So I'm just gonna piecemeal the stuff as I send it out. This is Zombie Weaver Gen Z, Roseman, California. Time index right now is almost 9 o'clock in the morning. It's 9:56 in the morning, Saturday. West Coast time, May 17th, 2025. How the hell are you doing? Yeah, that's about as what I thought. Me too. Who's alive and who's awake? Because I sure as hell ain't. So I'm trying to get some stuff posted this morning to make sure that I don't have anybody else on my ass this morning. Okay, so I talked about a lot of my medical history, didn't I? Basically, why I had to wear a CPAP mask. It's only because I wore the CPAP mask is because I had the sleep apnea. And you want to talk about that? We'll talk about that in a little while. Meanwhile, no. Meanwhile, I'm trying to get some stuff, files taken care of before my computer starts having a conniption fit. Some things I am trying to back up and see. I'll put you on pause. Oh, computer files are so fun, especially when you have to do the maintenance on these monsters from hell. Okay, so here's what's been happening, guys. Now, I said something about it in my previous video concerning about my medical stuff, and if you guys have been watching the videos, you've been noticing I'm still going through medical stuff. And just haven't been able to deal with the primary care physician to let them know that, yes, I'm still alive. They know I'm still alive because I talk to a therapist. I've been using the insurance for therapy, guys. Because if you've been keeping track of what's been happening with me, you know I don't like the medical establishment. I've got things going on, and I still have to change and mutate and validate, and I don't like going through this crap, guys. I really don't. But I got no choice. I must do what I got to do right now as it is. As painful and as agonizing it is, I have to deal with the medical establishment my own way. Even though it's going to kill me one of these here days. We go to the doctors to take care of ourselves, right? We got to be healthy. We're not told that. We're not told that often enough in our lives. But we're also told about medical ethics and behavioral patterns that if we don't behave in a doctor's office, well, we'll get some bad consequences after that. I can't tell you how many times I listened to that shit all my life, and I kept wondering about what bad consequences. And then after that, I kept thinking, screw it. If I get a damn disease, I get a damn disease, then give me some Zithromax, some kind of erythromycin, antibiotics, and then pop it in the system and wait 5 days. And if I'm still alive, it worked. No problem. Just keep the damn needles away from me. Oh no, here we go again. More blood work. I had to deal with this all my damn life. And I know the people who have type 1 and type 2 are looking at me and frowning like crazy. Saying, we got to do it on a constant basis for our blood sugar. What makes you so special? Because you're doing it, and I'm not. And I'm staying the hell away from the damn doctors and blood work. I'm trying to keep myself alive and sane at the same time. Because if I happen to keep going to the damn doctor's office who keeps wanting blood work all the fucking time, I don't want it. They're trying to see if my heart is still working, if the cardiac enzymes are still alive or not. And if the patch and the sode and anything else in my heart is still going crazy, they want to find out through the cardiac enzymes, which means they want blood work out of me. And they wonder how come my blood pressure is going so skyrocketing. I got fear factor ingrained into my damn DNA. I can't talk about it without having my blood pressure risen so many degrees. So, yeah, that's why I stick to therapy. And over the past several years, over the last longer period than that, since Ma's passing back in 2013, I had been going to therapy ever since. And Dave, when he passed away in 2018, and then in between, I've had family, friends, and pets. Why do you think I do the Diary of the Griever named John Weaver the way I do it? Why I name it that way. It's therapy. It's my own personal emotional lifeboat of sorts. Tell my story, tell my history. If anything happens to me and I happen to vapor lock, this is the reason why. I leave it out there for people to understand who and what the hell I am. I mean, that's my story. I've got my story out there. Political views are one thing. Medical views are a different thing altogether. How I've been undergoing uh, medical scrutiny like crazy. Other people have different conditions that are worse than I am. That they go through 25 hours in a day and 8 days a week kind of situation. So that's constant. And with the fear factor I had been developed, my phobia, it's not greater than anybody else's. It's mine. It's mine. I own the son of a bitch. I've had this fear and this distrust and this anger towards doctors all the damn time. They called it a white lab coat syndrome. No, I called it PTSD because it is PTSD. Nightmares over the damn thing. Blood pressure's going up like crazy. Talk about it, I go through a physiological change. And it got to a point where I had to start talking to professional services. I'm not just talking about a counselor or a friend or a group of people who didn't know shit from Shinola. Except they're going through the same damn shit. They're going through their own same neurosis. No, I had to get it charted and logged in into the medical establishment that this is real for me. This shit is real for me. And for certain agencies out there, should I call them, either state or federal, local, they want to know what my medical history is. Okay, fine. I know about the HIPAA law situation at this point over here, but what I'm saying is, in order for me to qualify on a school campus, say for example, that I want to get disability services, I have to prove that I am disabled, which means I have to go to the medical establishment to make the case. But they want to see constant. You go in for the semester, you're going to be signing in for the disability. That means certain things that you may be able to use on the campus, more so than anybody else, like transportation from a bus stop over to a campus, actually to a building where I need to. As long as they know who and what I am and what I look like and stuff. And they got that information on file. They still have the information on file, but they want me to have it updated all the time. So I got to update it all the time. I have to do that. Which means I have to constantly make a fool of myself to the doctor's office. But because we have certain situations happening over the past few years, it changed all that. I'm online now. I don't talk to the doctor all that much, except passing notes through my therapist. And I'm going through a hell of a lot of psychological crap at this point over here. That's not even funny. And since I'm being a 24/7 caregiver to my dog, and she's also neurotic, and she needs help. So we're both helping each other out. We're both emotional nut jobs. So I'm enclosed. I'm encased. I'm in my cave most of the time. And I get grocery services that I order. Every few days, more groceries come in. For me and my dog. I deal with online services. I deal with them. This is my world. And yes, at one time I used to be a functional student going on a campus, walking around, talking to students, talking to teachers, going through the lectures, normal everyday college stuff, including getting grub from their cafeteria. If we can call it grub half the time anyway. I order books online for their online courses. They don't have it electronically. I get the hard copy. But this is how it's going. And every so often I talk to a therapist online and we have chats. For a long time I did the physical. For a long time I had to talk to a therapist concerning about how the hell I felt. I tried to keep a continuing presence, but unfortunately, because I still had the blood pressure rising, skyrocketing, every time I kept sitting around in the therapist's office, I was shifting and shuffling. Right after the fifth or sixth visit, besides getting a letter of my emotional support from a dog, we talked about PTSD. We talked about what happened, and she gone over the case notes. I had one doctor swear that I was going through PTSD. I wish I kept those damn notes. And her, I did get the paperwork. Well, actually, probably lost it too, but I did get it signified. Because of the traumas I had been experiencing and going through, some people thought PTSD was short term. Well, there's also long term PTSD. And I've got it for a long while. You know why? Okay. I've gone through it many times. I'll go through it again if I have to. Make a testimonial. So if they happen to pull up the videos, they got testimonials. At least for me, anyway. And they can pull up my medical records and talk to my doctors about them and the history. A long time ago, I used to be part of one particular county medical system, and I needed it. And now I'm under Kaiser Medical Foundation. Southern California Kaiser. Does that help? My therapist I talk to on a constant basis for about 2 years already. The doctor knows, the primary care physician knows very little physical information because he's only seen me on the phone once. Oh, visual, when you have it. But he hasn't yet physically examined me yet. But he's got medical records he's tapped into. And they still want me to come in through a physical just to see how my mortal corpse is doing. And because of the psychological services I'm receiving, they're still keeping track of how my mental status is. Every time I go for an online session, I still have to fill out a questionnaire prior and let them know what's happening in my head. If there's any questions, I give them information on text. And then I can do a one-on-one session with my therapist as we do Zoom. I've talked to him about many accidents I've had. Starting out from the heart surgery at age of 4 years old, dying, coming back to life 3 times, and then the traumas happening after that. I can't stand cars, and yet I need transportation. I don't like driving. I had forced myself to get a license. I don't have it anymore. I don't drive. I don't have a car anyway to drive anyway. I'll deal with buses. Buses still scared the shit out of me. Because it's always in someone else's hands, not mine, and I have to fight up the damn pier left and right. I worked at a job that damn near killed me. The last job I actually had. Tire falling on my face. So yeah, it reinforces a hell of a lot of emotional issues and a lot of physical issues, and not to mention physiological changes. A few months after I get tossed out of my ear, I go to another store in the same chain along with my brother to do shopping. And I had the flashbacks kick in. First time for that particular store, actually for the chain, I damn near lost it in there. It's only in the next store and over that my brother really noticed it when I was trying to catch my breath. He wasn't calling 911 on me either. He knew it too damn well. He had it when he was in the military service, and it was also on medical record for him. At least he was seeking medical treatment for me. He wasn't afraid of it. I was. And he knew that I was terrified of the medical establishment. He knew. But he was also going to be calling 911 in case it got worse. I also knew that too. There are a lot of things we never said, and a lot of things we told while being unsaid. I hadn't gone back to those stores since Online shopping, barely these days. Only if I need a few items here and there. But it was months after my brother passed away, just before COVID kicked in. I wanted to get a few books, hardcovers, instead of mail ordered. I wanted to go into a bookstore and peruse and smell and be part of an environment I used to be in a long time ago and felt at home and comfortable. This place, I couldn't feel it anymore. There was a lot of emotional issues. And I still had to talk about it to the therapist every so often. There was a lot of things attached in those times, and it still is attached. And complicated, convoluted, and worse than a sticky spider web. Coming from Roseman to Lancaster, I had to do videos earlier on to show people what the hell has been going on with me and where. So I am doing this experiment one more time for you guys. Okay? This is interactive, which means you're going to get active on your own portion of this one. I have a couple of computers I got for, well, one was from school money, but the other one's from workers' comp. The older one I got from workers' comp. A different situation happening altogether. No, actually, it was from the same situation with the tire drop. So it's been that long ago since I've had this monster from hell. But I'm not complaining about it as much. So on your systems, whatever you're using, and that'd be the wind blowing with the clouds and everything else being gray, just gray outside. So here we are. I'd like for you to put into your map applications of whatever platform you're using. Pull them up if you can. I usually have icons on here too, but I got them buried so much, too much junk in here. So the default for mine is where I live right now. So I'd like for you to put in Rosamond, R-O-S-A, M as in Mary, O-N-D, California. You'll pick out a certain spot on there. But this is the starting point. Go to the 14th freeway, put it center stage, and along with Rosamond Boulevard. That's the main drag going east to west. 14 freeways north to south. Goes from Santa Clarita all the way up past Mojave. Well past Mojave. But we're in Rosamond, California. And I'll show you something. Once you get them crosshaired, widen the shot. Continue to widen the shot. Continue widening the shot. You see the desert right there? White desert sands right there? Edwards Air Force Base. Don't move it. Just keep widening the shot until you see the arrow. You see the arrowhead? Cool. Now you know what home I'm looking at and currently living for the last 20 years. 20 some odd years. Prior to that, if I widen the shot even further, I get to see Southern California. LA down below and San Fernando Valley. San Fernando Valley's been my home for most of my life. Last 20 years, we had to move out here, my family. Couldn't afford rent anywhere in San Fernando Valley. Bounced from place to place, from Palmdale, Lancaster, and finally up to Rosamond. We're still in the armpit of Antelope Valley. Okay. My trip from hell, or to hell anyway. Okay, so at this point, let's see, it's about 2018, nearly 2019. I started out with taking the bus from Rosamond all the way down to Palmdale. Background stories, I know I put them out there, and I won't put them up here again. We got a transit system courtesy of Kern County Transit. We've got inter-county transportation, commuter lines, And they go from Bakersfield all the way down to Lancaster. We also have the those kind of regional buses from Mojave, which is a major community above us, connected up with more freeway systems out there. And they go through Roseman. Way to pass through. And they'll stop in Lancaster. So we start in Roseman. We go back over to the 14 freeway and Roseman Boulevard. Far right, or a little bit off of the freeway there, shopping center. That's where stop number one for the bus is. As let's see, the Route 100 from Bakersfield is going through through Mojave. Car sees to the 14 freeway, goes over to Roseman Boulevard, heads over to Taco Bell, which is in the commercial shopping area, where you see Albertsons and McDonald's and several other places in that territory. Bus number one. See, 250 also does the same damn thing. 250 starts from Mojave, goes to Roseman, and heads over to Lancaster. That's the more frequent line. There's a secondary stop somewhere buried along a street called 20th West, but it's actually east of the 14 freeway. Don't ask me why. It's anything after Sierra Highway, they call it west. Anything prior to, I don't know, they're just screwed on this damn thing. I did make this traffic shit up, okay? But there's a community center out there right by Orange and 20th Street West, which is on the east side of the 14 freeway. And it's west of Sierra Highway. Somewhere in that narrow band of commuter area of community is the second bus stop. And from there, they would take the 14 freeway southbound. They would get all the way over towards the edge of Lancaster, California. I always like making fun of that place, Lancaster. There's a county separation here. Avenue A is the border between Los Angeles County and Kern County. So we're still going further south into Los Angeles County, my home, at one time. And the bus would continue on the 14 freeway until it gets over to the J and 25th area, where we would have our Walmart area. Hold it one second. I need a screen print. There are stories I could tell you. A lot more stories to tell you about neighborhoods that changed so much that I don't even recognize them anymore. Images of a place that I used to be in at one time and used to mean something. Hell, I'm going back through time again. I hate this shit. Oh, nostalgia drives me crazy. Okay, getting past Avenue I, past a baseball stadium called a hangar. Now it's a soccer stadium. Something happened? We get into the area where it's J and 25th. We get past of, where the hell are we at? Oh, there's Lancaster Boulevard. Okay. Wally World is in the area. That's a landmark right there. So when the bus comes up to the exit, it makes a right next to the shopping center we have over there. They call it the Village, or Central Village, Central Valley, whatever terminology to use out here. I just call it J and 25th. So this is the stopping point for the bus right now. I did that reaction concerning about Walmart because that was the place that damn near killed me, which I have issues with. Now, there are stories, so let me try to narrow it down. This is going to be a long-ass video here. Or else I could do another short video on this one.